Hello and welcome back to this playthrough for Khare, City Port of Traps. This is for part 6. In our last video we've just gone through the markets and got some valuable items, and we've also gone through the slums. But now it's time to head underground. We're currently in a flagstone plaza, and at the centre is a circular well mouth. Select the option, look at the well. Select look down the well. And select climb into the well. Continue. And go to the flag into the well. And down we go. After about 10 minutes our arms begin to tire, but we need to carry on anyway, so select keep climbing down. Continue. And we'll find ourselves at a ledge. Now the ledge has a metal bar sticking out of it where you can tie your rope ladder. So select tie the ladder to the bar and climb down ladder. Continue and go to the flag in the sewers. You are now standing ankle deep in thick water in one of the city sewers. The smell is indescribable, but there's valuable information to get here, so we have to persevere on. Select walk, continue, and go to the flag, the sewer. As you carry on through the sewers, you're going to come across a heap of black cloth that looks something like a huddled creature. Select the option to investigate. Select touch it, and select examine the cloak. You lift up the heavy cloth and find it to be a fine cloak that looks like it belongs to a noble. On the back of the cloak, stitched in a circle, is the number 1, and you think to yourself that Sansa is the first noble of Khare, so perhaps there's some sort of link. You make a mental note, and for now, click continue. Select walk on, and select search through the wreckage. You'll come across a bottle, select uncork it, and find that it's Blimberry, a very lucky find. You put it in your backpack and select continue. Go to the flag, walk on. Continue, and go to the flag, a chamber. You are now standing in a square chamber, and in one corner is a pile of rags. Someone, or something, lives down here. Click continue, and go to the flag, look around the room. At first the room seems unremarkable, but then you notice on the far wall some scratches in the stone. A mark of time perhaps? Also, while you're looking around, a sudden rush of water floods the chamber, soaking you up to your waist, but goes back down. Let's not think what's in that water, shall we? Click continue, and go to the flag, look at the marks. You decide to have a closer look at the marks, and you notice that they're not notches used to count days, but letters, and perhaps once they were even full words, but have been worn away by the flowing water. It looks as though it might have once been a poem. Select read the scratched poem. After moving the muck away, you can make out the following. Cougar's grace, one lock, deep inside, I bid you. Surely not. Is this a spell for the North Gate? And then suddenly something growls in the darkness of the tunnel behind you. You look up to see a massive figure. It is a rat bear. However, rather than kill the rat bear, you decide it might be a good idea to read its mind to see if it knows anything about this area. Select cast a spell. And the spell we'll be casting is Yap. Select Y, A, P, and cast. You pull on your green wig and cast your spell, and tell the rat bear, hold still. The creature is so surprised that it does what you say. Don't hurt me, it moans. I'm just a small ratling, nothing more. Select ask it something. The rat bear turns around and round, winding through the water. Anything, anything, it pleads. Ask it who lived in this room. The rat bear bashes its head against the floor. I don't know. A man. He didn't speak. An old, knobbly, wiry man. He was here for 2 days, but then the goblins came and put a crown on his head, and he left. Select a crown. The rat bear responds, some kind of crown. They said it would give him power, and it did. The goblins put it on his head, and he told them what to do. Only it was a trick. They made him think he took it from them. Goblins are clever. Suddenly the rat bear roars of anger and rage. Don't speak to me, it wails, as though the words hurt. You decide not to press it any further, and you select the option to order it away. Turn and leave, you command. The rat bear gulps, turns, and goes back into the tunnel from where it came, and you breathe a huge sigh of relief. Before we continue, let's piece some clues together. You remember when you went to the fortune teller and she explained that there's a crown that the wearer believes is real, but everybody else knows is fake? It could be referring to what the goblins have given this person down here. And plus, with the cloak that you find, with the number 1 and circle around it, it's very likely that this person is Sansis. He's probably disappeared after being fearful from being killed by the council, went into the sewers where he met the goblins, and now thinks he's got the crown of kings. But he is sorely mistaken. Click continue, and go to the flag, search the rags. Select dig through them more carefully, and in some of the old pockets you'll find a few gold pieces. There are also a few fleas that begin biting you, but it's nothing to worry about. Click continue. It's now time for us to leave. Go to the flag, retreat to the well. Continue, and go to the flag to the well shaft. Select climb up, and continue, and go to the flag at the rung. Select untie the ladder, and select cut the ladder free. Select climb, continue, and go to the flag, the plaza. We're now back into the plaza, and we've learned 2 very important pieces of information. Firstly, we now know the order of the spell lines, and secondly, Sansis is most likely the person the goblins have crowned with the fake crown of kings, and they're most likely only using him to get to the north gate. It's time for us now to move on. We're covered in sewage, so it only makes sense for us to take a bath. Select choose a road. Go to continue, and go to the flag, go straight on. As we carry on down the street, you can see creatures hover in the doorways, smoking pipes and sharpening their claws on stone. One of them calls out to you, Here, you want to earn some gold? Select go over and talk. The creature grins at us and pokes the ash inside its pipe with a long talon. I saw your eyes light up at the word, he goads you. Might like luck, a journeyman, but everyone's got to eat, don't they? Select you're offering work, and he responds with, after a fashion, I have a thing that needs doing, and you seem to have a sword at your belt, which is liable to help. Select I see. He taps his pipe onto the street and then points. See that big building on the corner there, with the steam pumping from its roof? There's a friend of mine just went in there. He's doing a job himself. I'd like to know what about. Select, so you want me to talk to him? And he'll clarify, I want you to listen to him, sure, and let me know what he says. Select, how much do I get? The creature will respond with, I'll give you 4 gold pieces now. You'll need to get in. I'll give you another 6 when you come back. How's that? It seems suspicious, but it piques your interest. Select, accept the offer. The creature nods, opening a clawed fist, and drops 4 gold pieces into your palm. Be seeing you, he remarks. Here shortly. The creature sticks one claw up at his nostril at you, and moves on. To the left comes the smell of rotting fish and the sound of voices and water. It's a dock, and straight on, the road continues downwards past the edge of the buildings. Select continue, and select head downhill. True enough, the building has got steam pumping from its roof, and a creature emerges, looking refreshed and flushed. This is the building the creature up the road mentioned, and it seems to be a bathhouse. Select continue, and go to the flag, the bathhouse. You step in the cool of the bathhouse, and it is a wide building of marble tiles and the sweet smell of pine and fresh wood. A creature by the front desk greets you with a smile. Good afternoon, sir, it purrs. The water is cool and fresh today. A swim costs 4 gold pieces. Select pay him. Select continue, and go to the flag by the pool. You strip off your clothes and pile them into a corner. Select swim. Not only is it going to refill your stamina, but it's also going to wash the fleas away from your body, so you feel much better for it. Now, select try the steam room. You enter the steam room and take a seat on one of the benches. Through the curling smoke you can see another figure in the shadows. Is this the person the creature meant for you to listen to? Select stay quiet. After a moment you start to hear some murmuring. Our last man failed. What makes you think you can succeed? Select say nothing. A second voice responds. That idiot tried head on. You can't kill a wizard head on. You have to go in when they're asleep. You have to use tactics. Good, the first voice responds. And I don't want to know what your tactics are. So long as your money's good, the second voice says. You can't help but think to yourself that one of the voices sounds very familiar. This is starting to get very interesting. Select keep listening. Sans has left me enough to cover all 4 jobs before he disappeared, the first speaker says. Mules and Tita are done. The job on Shimver, well, the speaker huffs into the smoke. How do you kill someone, but only enough to make them a ghost? That was a tough one. You rack your brains for a moment. Aren't those the names of the city nobles? This one should be the easiest, the second speaker agrees. I'm glad to hear it, but don't forget the last man who tried. He's a sideshow attraction now, I hear. So let's keep listening. I won't, the second voice replies. So where's this noble's house? The other speaker responds with, Red Quarter, round the back of Fireview. You can't miss it, it's the biggest place in the neighbourhood. He tells them he's a scholar, but don't be fooled. The second voice grunts in an assent. Then a figure stands and leaves the room. You've heard enough, and the heat is getting too much. You get to your feet and make your way towards the exit. Select leave. Before you go, you check your belongings. Select the option to check them over. And thankfully, everything seems to be in order. Click continue. And go to the flag, return to the fair. You decide you want to enter the festival one last time before crossing the river in the morning. Select enter the festival. And halfway down you see a tent that says, Cabinet of Fortune, try your luck, a prize for all. Select continue. And go to the flag, the Cabinet of Fortune. You go over to the tent and push back the flap. Inside, a grubby, bearded man leaps up from where he was sitting cross-legged on the floor, and he comes over to pump your hand. Welcome, welcome, my friend, he exclaims, somewhat over-enthusiastically. And let's see what prize you can win today. You must know this. There are no losers at Honest Hanna's Cabinet of Fortune. He gestures with one hand towards a large glass cabinet in the center of the tent. Select the option, look inside the cabinet. Inside is a small, wiry creature curled up fast asleep. Select, what is that creature? My little pet, Hanna exclaims. He's perfectly harmless. Well, he bites, but only if you open the cabinet to feed him. Select, what do I do? It is a most simple game, Honest Hanna replies with glee. You give me 2 gold pieces, and then my little pet will fetch something for you. Select the option, cast a spell. You suspect there's more to this game, so we're going to read the mind of the creature inside the cabinet. Select the spell Tell, that's T-E-L, and cast. You put on your skull cap and quickly cast your spell, and Hanna watches you with curiosity but is not alarmed, and you read his thoughts. And you can see why. He is honest, as his name suggests, and he's not trying to trick you. But it's not his mind we're trying to listen to, it's the creature inside the cabinet. Select listen, and you'll hear the following. A prisoner to my idiot boy, it says. I told Sansa that any wizard would be able to protect himself. When I get out of here, I'm really going to kill that miserable Lorag. Noble or not, the boy too. These thoughts, evil, cold and miserable, go round and round, but with no more clues as to where they're coming from. You remove your skull cap, and the sensation fades. A prayer for luck, Hanna remarks, unaware of your action. A good idea. Now will you pay? Select pay him. Hanna goes over to the cabinet and presses a small button on the side. It seems to operate a small spike, which pokes the creature, who squeals and jumps up from its perch and begins to flutter around. Select the option, what now? You can try to influence this choice by shouting at it, Hanna explains. The angrier you make it, the better the prize. Well, usually, I'm not sure why. As if to make a point, the creature picks up a ruby ring, then smiles, drops it, and flies up to the top of the tank. Select, shout something. Now we know that the creature hates Hanna because of its current situation, but we also know that the creature hates Lorag, so we're going to try those 2 options. Select Hanna, and then select Lorag. And eventually the creature selects something from the prize pool and drops it in a chute at the far end of the cabinet. Select Take My Prize. And you should now have a bracelet made of knuckle bones, which is going to allow us to cast more spells. A good prize, you nod to Hanna, who grimaces at you as you head out the tent. Select continue. And now it's time to head back on track. Go to the flag, leave the fair. Continue. And go to the flag, head uphill. We're now back outside the house where the creature lives, and it's time for us to collect the rest of our pay. Select knock at the door, and the creature will respond in a quiet growl. Well? Select I'll tell you what I heard. You go over what you heard in the steam room, and the creature picks its teeth with its claws as you talk. And finally, it nods. Paid to do all four, he murmurs. The other nobles should be happy to see Sansa's removed then. And he drops the 6 remaining gold pieces into our palm. The creature pats you with its clawed hand and says, it's all going to change soon enough. Select change how. The creature replies, you don't know? Then stay off the streets at night and watch out for wolves. Then he slams the door shut. Click continue. And it's time for us to carry on. Go to the flag, go left. And we're back in the plaza once more. Select choose a road. Continue. And go to the flag, turn left again. If you want to, you can select talk to a creature to get more lore and to read some funny dialogue boxes, but there's not much to gain, so I recommend you select keep moving. Go to continue, and go to the flag at the end of the road. And with that brings part 6 to an end. I'll see you all in the next video.